Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 1st, 2019. Strong hand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Apex predator right here, baby. Be a unique beast. You can change your behavior. Remember, personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Hello, my elite friends. How you all doing today? The first day of December, baby, in rainy Baltimore. Oh, yeah, I went running 11 miles today. Anyway, it was good. Check out the links below. If you got questions, type in Bitcoin Meister in the chat. You can do a super chat also, so I notice it, so I see it. If you ask a question, you don't do those things, I won't see it. It changes color, so I can notice it. Speaking about noticing things, yesterday's show, Beyond Bitcoin, check it out. It went real long. It was crazy. I was talking about all sorts of things. It was wild. It was fun. Check it out, disruptmeister.com. I know a lot of you are just getting back from Thanksgiving. Still, many Americans are MIA. You've missed a lot, Americans, in terms of crypto and Bitcoin. You shouldn't take off because Bitcoin never takes off. Pound that like button. And This Week in Bitcoin was live. Yeah, we're doing it live again. I've got the technology set up again. And we had, who do we have on? Boris and Vlad were on, and it was a good time. So check that out, disruptmeister.com, all my old shows. Everything is linked to below. So you guys are wondering about this North Korea thing and Ethereum and Virgil Griffith. I mentioned it briefly on yesterday's show. I thought Virgil Griffith, who is a big Ethereum guy, I think he's in the Ethereum Foundation. It doesn't matter. He's known for Ethereum-related stuff. And he was asking around earlier in the year, people wanted to go to North Korea with him. And I thought he was young, but he's actually 36, so he kind of should know better than to get himself into the situation that he got himself into. Now, was he just trying to save the world and be just a super good guy? And was he naive at 36 years of age? I mean, I'm not in the dude's head. And before we get into the specifics, I just want to say, you know, some people ask questions about cryptocurrency, how much the government cares about various aspects of it. A lot of people ask me certain things about crypto dividends and whatever. I think this story shows you what the government cares about, okay? If you go out of your way to visit an enemy nation and start teaching them about cryptocurrency when the government told you not to do it, they're going to make an example out of you, okay? Now, that's a pretty extreme thing this dude did, all right? So keep that in mind, people, with what the government is paying attention to when it comes to cryptocurrency. Just want to put that out there. I don't think, and no one's ever asked me like, hey, Adam, you know, I think I'm going to go to North Korea and do a Bitcoin conference there. Do you think the government will know? I would say, yeah, dude, don't do that. Do not. What, are you insane? But some of these other questions, like, oh, isn't the government watching me? Don't they know how much I have of this and that and the other? Again, are they going to make an example for you claiming 1B gold, or are they going to make an example of you for doing something like this? Just think logically here. This guy wasn't thinking very logically. And I don't think this guy wanted to help the North Korean government. I think he wanted to help the North Korean people. All right? He wanted to educate the North Korean people about cryptocurrency. And bottom line is, to educate the North Korean people about cryptocurrency, the United States should take a long-term approach to that, okay? Because the more people over there that learn about cryptocurrency and then are for some reason given access to it, it only takes one of them to really open up the floodgates, the Pandora's box, should we say, and help bring down that government and really connect them to the Western world, okay? Now, clearly, the North Korean government puts on events there for their inner circle, trusted type of people to learn about cryptocurrency so they can help the North Korean government get around sanctions. That's why the North Korean government will sponsor any event, okay? It's to benefit the North Korean government, to keep it propped up. But so I would suggest to the United States of America, to the spy agencies in the United States of America, just get a guy, get an American citizen to get over there, to befriend the government in North Korea, and to have some conferences, to get a spy over there that seems like he's just some naive guy like Virgil Griffith, and to start educating the people over there, and to get their hands on cryptocurrency, to tell them how to get away all the blocks that North Korea has in the way of getting cryptocurrency to the people, of getting real value in there. All right, so that's a little suggestion before we get into the specifics of all this. And he shouldn't have gone. But bottom line is he should have known better, because he actually asked the United States government, said they told him not to go. Okay, so if the government's telling you not to go, you already know North Korea and the United States are enemies, and there's sanctions, and you're not supposed to help them evade those sanctions. And you're an American citizen. I mean, I don't know what he was really thinking. I guess I've given you some. And by the way, this situation has scared some people, and I'm going to try to be as vague about this as possible. I have said in the past that I have never, all my shows, all my over 1,500 shows that are on disruptmeister.com that I've done, I've never removed any of them or made them private. Some of you may remember, long-term fans, I'm not going to say when it was, but I did have someone on the show who had been in North Korea. And I was going to contact him once I heard about this story. And before I could contact him, he contacted me. And he said, Adam, can you get rid of that show? So I'm going to tell everyone there is a show that has been removed. And the reason is because someone asked me to do it because of this story, because the person who had appeared on my show, and if you know who he is, don't say his name in the comments or anything like that. I doubt any of you remember. Some of you will remember who it is. He's a smart crypto guy. I'm not going to say where he's from or whatever. But I asked him quite a few questions about his a trip to North Korea, and so now that show is no longer on the disruptmeister.com. But it shows you that this situation has freaked some people out too. It definitely has freaked some people out. So let's read what the justice.gov says here. What do they say? Assistant Attorney General John Deemer said, and this is all linked to below, tweets by Udi about this, different opinions about this, the Justice Department press release about this, the accusations, it's all linked to below. So click on the stuff you want to learn. And more of you will hear about the story. I'm sure CoinDesk and everyone will write about it soon enough. But I think this story broke on Friday or Saturday. I don't even know. Assistant Attorney General John Deemer said, despite receiving warnings not to go, Griffith allegedly traveled to one of the United States' foremost adversaries, North Korea, where he taught his audience how to use blockchain technology to evade sanctions. By this complaint, we began the process of seeking justice for such conduct. At the North Korea cryptocurrency conference, Griffith and other attendees discussed how North Korea could use blockchain and cryptocurrency technology to launder money and evade sanctions. Griffith's presentation at a North Korean cryptocurrency conference had been approved by North Korean officials and focused on, among other things, how blockchain technology, including a smart contract, could be used to benefit North Korea. Griffith identified several North Korea cryptocurrency conference attendees who appeared to work for the North Korean government and who, during his presentation, asked Griffith specific questions about blockchain and cryptocurrency and prompted discussion on technical aspects of those technologies. Now, some people have said that, that whatever he said, all these North Korean people, they just could have Googled it. If they got access on the internet, they could have. He wasn't telling them like secret information. He was telling them how the cryptocurrency works. And by the way, he's a big Ethereum guy. This is not to vilify Ethereum or anything like that. Vitalik had to issue a press release. It does show you that it's kind of centralized when they did have to kind of go out of their way to defend themselves, that he is not a representative of Ethereum, and the Ethereum Foundation did not sponsor this trip, and that's all true. So that's the situation. I'm sure some people will try to vilify Bitcoin and cryptocurrency through these unfortunate turn of events. I'm sure everyone has a strong opinion. he is in federal custody right now, and he's going to face 20 years in jail. It looks like I guess they'll have a trial and all that stuff. So yeah, if you want to stay, I mean, there's really not much more I can add except what I said at the beginning, that the United States should take a long-term approach, and instead of fearing cryptocurrency as a way for an enemy like North Korea, an evil regime like North Korea, to get around sanctions. And it is a way to get around sanctions. There's no doubt about it. But think of it as a way that it could open the floodgates for the people to understand what cryptocurrency is, and to bring them some freedom, to bring them some real wealth, and to change the situation over there and to start a revolution. Maybe the United States, instead of putting this guy in jail for 20 years, could say, dude, you're going to figure out a way for us to use this new awesome technology to bring down the Kim regime. You've seen a lot of stuff, supposedly. You tell us how to bring down the Kim regime, then you don't have to go to jail. How about that? I mean, that would be cool. Maybe that would be an interesting compromise they can work on. So there's my idea for the day. Thinking outside the box. Pound that like button. So when we're talking about the United States and its sanctions and who it designates as a terrorist and as a bad nation, Scott Adams mentioned on his show that Donald Trump is thinking about designating cartels as terror groups, and this would ban them from entering the U.S. and would allow the Secretary of the Treasury to freeze the group's assets. We're talking about Mexican drug cartels. So it says Mexican drug cartels to be classified as terrorists. And when this will happen, he says he's been working on it for a while. It hasn't happened yet. So let's put this into motion. If this really happens, if he designates the Mexican drug cartels and he starts to confiscate their bank accounts, close their bank accounts, or threaten to do so, well, what are they going to be forced to do? I mean, they're going to get around being called terrorists, and they will get into they'll get into Bitcoin. They'll get into Bitcoin. So again, these drug cartels are horrible organizations, horrible killers, vicious killers. And it shows you that the worst enemies out there, they can help if they start buying up Bitcoin instead of valuing their wealth in U.S. dollars. It'll make a difference. There'll be less Bitcoin out there, and I know it doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth per se, but that is the way. Bitcoin does not designate. Even these killers, these people who deal poison, they can get a hold of Bitcoin, and they can find that, they're arresting this Ethereum guy for helping helping North Korea evade sanctions and U.S. laws. Well, now these Mexican drug lords, they'll figure it out on their own. They'll use the cryptocurrency to evade this terror designation. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see if it really happens. Let's see if it does happen and they start using it, if Donald Trump goes wild on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, if he starts saying they're terrorist stuff, and if that helps, that makes more people want to be into Bitcoin, who knows? So there's your U.S. government-related Bitcoin crypto news of the day. Pound that like button. I don't see any Bitcoin Meister questions out there. I just see a lot of people talking in the chat. What's up? What is up? I see justlearnbitcoin.com. He's actually in Mexico. Good luck with that. Freezing assets. I guarantee you they already own Bitcoin. Okay. They're very smart criminals. Oh, man. Well, yeah, that's an interesting point. All right. So we shall see. And we'll see how far reaching these terrorist designations go, too. Like, is it just going to be the big cartels or smaller ones that maybe don't have any Bitcoin yet? Who knows? I really try not to know much about these drug cartel dudes. Okay, look, yes, shirts like this listed below. Bitcoin, baby. Oh, yeah, 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Moving on, crypto-dividend update. Mimblewimble coin, which we all signed up for to get an airdrop of, Bitcoin holders. We're all going to get 40.41 of them for every Bitcoin we have. The claiming date was supposedly going to be December the 10th, but they've moved it up. Andy Hoffman has tweeted out, and I've retweeted. It's linked to below. It could be as early as tomorrow. So I would just advise everybody to go to MWC.mw to read that article. It's linked to below. But to get the wallet, and if on the wallet, which I did get, you can click on something. It says airdrop, and it says not ready yet, but eventually it's going to say ready. So it is going to be before December 10th, and you will finally get your MWC, and you can already trade it at that Chinese exchange that doesn't have any KYC called hotbit.io. Hotbit.io. You can already turn it into Bitcoin there once you get it, which is going to, and it's really amazing in this day and age for something. Always in Bitcoin we have to wait longer than usual. We hear a date and it's much further down the road. Like, when's financialization coming? When's this fund coming? And it takes, but they're doing it early. So hey, good, free interest on it. Again, this is your home of insider information. These crypto dividends, it's interest on your Bitcoin. You turn into more Bitcoin, baby. Now, speaking of interest, there is I linked to below. I better have linked to it below. Well, yeah, someone thought this was a good site. It explains what is DeFi, and so I decided to read it, and it's filled with a lot of buzzwords. And let them experiment. But some of the points like this: DeFi allows everyone to take charge of their financial well-being. Okay, that sounds awesome. But guess what? Bitcoin allows everyone to take charge of their financial well-being, and it's simpler. Decentralized finance aims to create a financial system that's open to everyone and minimizes one's need to trust and rely on central authorities. Well, Bitcoin does that. It definitely is open to everyone. I mean, drug cartels, North Koreans. I mean, is all DeFi open to drug cartels and North Koreans? Good question. So anyway, why complicate things is my conclusion. When Bitcoin does most of the things that this DeFi stuff apparently does. Again, DeFi complicates matters where they can give you interest on your Ethereum. You know what? Let them experiment. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Let the DeFi the DeFi thing is going to be bigger than ICOs, all right? There's going to be a lot of huge bombs in it too, all right? So, and that it'll help Bitcoin. All sorts of newbies are going to be like, I'm the DeFi king. I've been in this since 2020. Look at all my DeFi projects I'm involved in. Loving this 2021. Been in the game since 2020. DeFi, Ethereum. Yeah, Bitcoin's boring. That halving thing. Yeah. All right. Expect it. Get ready. And long-term thinking, people, you better be having your Bitcoin when all those freakazoids are screaming about their DeFi in 2021. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. And I meant to talk about this on, what was it? I forget. Thursday, right after Thanksgiving. So at the Thanksgiving meal, at the Meister Thanksgiving celebration, at one of them, because there was one on Thursday, one on Friday, someone not related to me asked me about she said, it was a woman. She said, what is this Bitcoin thing? She had never heard of it before. Never heard of it. Didn't know about it at all. And I started talking about it, but then the table got noisy. Grandma on one end, the kids screaming and stuff. And I was kind of glad I didn't have to explain the whole thing, because this woman had no clue about it. And she was like, late 60s. And I started thinking to myself, demographically, what demographic group is least involved with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? It has no clue about it. Which one has the greatest percentage of people with no clue? It's got to be females, senior citizen females, right? But when are you a senior? I know it sounds terrible, but you become a senior citizen when you're 65. I think in the old days when you're 55, but let's say it's 65, okay? And yeah, I would say, and she had no clue at all. I mean, it was just like, and it wouldn't even been worth my while to really explain it to her, because she wasn't going to get into it either. She completely cares about a whole nother world. I mean, this is who TV is who targeting today. I mean, I no offense to her. She's a nice lady and everything. I don't mean any offense. But I have a question for everyone out there. And so this conversation, what do you agree with me that you think it's senior citizen females are the least knowledgeable about Bitcoin? They're the ones who probably, if you've got a room full of people, they're the ones who are going to know nothing about it, most likely. And I would think guys over, I know guys over 65 that know about it. Yeah, there are definitely guys over 65 that know about it. All right. So ladies over 65 seems pretty rare. So that was my experience with Bitcoin. Nothing bad with Bitcoin on just a little bit of revealing information. Like she had no clue about it. No, just basically had never heard of it before. Didn't know, understand the thing that I did or whatever. Or we didn't go really into depth. So, all right. Finally, I just want to remind everybody to go to my show on This Week in Bitcoin on Friday and my show on Thursday, where I was talking about how in Germany on January 1st, 2020, it looks like banks are going to be able to sell and buy, allow people to trade Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies there. And Germany's a rich, huge, modern country. And not that many people are talking about it, partially because everybody was away for Thanksgiving. Maybe they'll start talking about it on Monday. So if you want that insider information, check out those shows. I still think that's a really big story. The guys on This Week in Bitcoin show, who are both Europeans, also agreed. They thought it was a big story. So I don't know. Not that many people are, from what I can tell, on crypto Twitter are talking about it, but a lot of them are still hungover from Thanksgiving. All right. Barefoot Barry said, greetings from New Zealand. Strong hand, Bitcoin Meister. Great to hear from you in lovely New Zealand where the weather is beautiful. Well, okay, dudes, that is the end of the show. I am Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, bang that bell button, pound that like button, get some shirts below, click on the square. I will see you guys in the chat and say hello. Thanks a lot. Bye.